Hello everyone and welcome to the Beyond the Game podcast. My name is Jess Crowe and I'm here today with Max Holden. Now, Max, obviously you're a very established player, been around the county circuit for a long time now, including the franchise circuit as well. Tell us about where did this all begin? Was it always cricket for you?
Well, I played all sports when I was young. My dad was a PE teacher, so I've sort of always loved sport and got that passion for sport off him, I guess. So mum and dad are really sporty. I actually, growing up, probably wanted to be a footballer when I first sort of got into sport. I played loads of football. I probably didn't start cricket until maybe 10 or 11, just because a lot of my friends then started playing and I wanted to join in with them. But yeah, I remember from the first session I went to at cricket, really, I loved it and loved batting and loved being sort of part of the team with cricket. So probably from the age of 10 or 11, I've sort of dreamed of becoming a cricketer, really. So it's been amazing to sort of progress through to be lucky enough to be playing as my job now.
See, both generally in life and in cricket as well. Who were some of your biggest inspirations growing up?
In cricket, I'd say Alistair Cook was the main one. Once I got a sort of understanding of the difficulty of batting England and opening the batting, and when I first started playing, he was England captain and scoring runs for fun in Test cricket. So he was someone I always admired about how he went about his business and sort of the person he was as well, like how level he was and. If he didn't do well for a while, he'd always stay level and calm, and when it was his day, he'd make it count, really. So I think Alistair Cook, cricket wise, was someone I really admired and looked up to.
And now you were named the England under-19s captain at one point in 2016. Tell us about that. What were your emotions like when you first were told that news?
Yeah, it was amazing, really. I actually hadn't really done much captaincy before that in sort of age groups or anything like that for Middlesex. It was a nice surprise, but obviously something looking back on now was really proud to have done, and I had an amazing time in the 19 setup, and to captain quite a few series was amazing experience. I probably found it quite a challenge, having not done much of it before and having to think about other players and how they want messages to be delivered and have your mind on tactics the whole time. Obviously, particularly when you're just a batsman, you can sort of in the field be drifting, but obviously when you're captain, you've got to be on it the whole time and thinking about what's going to happen later on in the game and stuff like that. So it definitely was a challenge, but something I was really proud to have done.
Now, was that sort of moment in time for you a massive I made it moment, or was it just motivation to keep going and doing better?
I think motivation to keep going, really. I think that's the thing about sport, I guess. Really, even if you have good days or good seasons, there's always the next thing you want to do or the next thing you want to get to. So I think it's really important not to sort of think you've cracked it or anything like that, because sport's got a funny way of coming back round. If you think you've achieved something, and you've always got to keep your head on the game and think about the next thing you want to achieve, really. So something I was really proud to have done, but always looking at the next thing.
And now you mentioned Middlesex there as well. You joined them back in 2016. They went on loan to Northampton, went back to Middlesex in 2018. So how much of an impact has Middlesex had on your game as a whole?
Yeah, they've been unbelievable. I think I first got on like the emerging players program there when I was 11 or 12, really. So it's been my home really for such a long time. And I'm really fortunate that a lot of the coaches who were there when I first started out actually progressed through with me, and now sort of running the first team environment. So it's been amazing to go on that journey with them, and be able to call Lords my home ground, and go into work there every day, and it never gets boring or tired of it, really. It's just such an amazing place to play, and like I said, from 11-year-old first going into the indoor school to train there, was always my dream and aspiration to represent the first team. So to have done that for 10 years, and I guess now is something I'm amazingly proud to have done.
And obviously having Lords as your home ground is something pretty special and something not a lot of people can actually say. So what is it like playing there as a youngster?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's sort of like a pinch yourself moment, I guess, walking out to bat there, and going through the long room, and you sort of just get a sense of the history of the place. And even now, obviously been there for quite a few years, like walking in there, day one of a championship game or a T20 evening, it's an amazing feeling to do that regularly. And It's obviously, I think, it has its own challenge. I think a lot of opposition players, when they come there, they might raise their game as well, because you get a sense of the prestige of the place and how amazing it is to get the opportunity to play there. And obviously, we're really lucky at Middlesex to do that regularly. But it's fantastic.
And talk to me about the dressing room at Middlesex. Who are some of those, standout characters that make that squad?
Well, I think Roland Jones is a really big character. He's the captain, obviously, and I think he's great, so good for the culture. He's obviously been around such a long time now, played at the highest level, and I think he's a massive influence on that changing room, on the culture and the dynamics of it. And he's a captain you sort of want to run through brick walls for, and he has a massive say and influence on the dressing room as captain. A few funny guys. Sam Robson's always keeping spirits high. Opening batsman, and Luke Holman. They're there too. The jokers of the dressing room, I'd say. It's fine. It's fine. Like the different dressing rooms you go to, there's always seems to be similar personalities and similar styles. So you sort of just find your own niche in the dressing room, and it's all good fun.
Yeah. Okay. Then looking at the other side of cricket, then the franchise world, you joined Manchester Originals in 2023. How does the 100 and the T20 Blast compare for you?
Yeah, they are. They're similar in some ways and different in others. I think from a actual cricketing standpoint, I think the hundreds more challenging, I'd say, than the Blast, just with the higher caliber of players, I guess, the amazing overseas players who come over, and sort of the franchise setup brings together a lot of the best players from the county circuit and then internationally as well. So I think it's a real tricky format to play, especially the batter with the 10 ball rule. And obviously, bowlers can bowl 10 balls in a row. So if you feel like a bowler's on top of you, there's sometimes no escape, because they can go again and bowl those 10 balls. But I think what it's done for bringing kids into watch the game has been amazing. What it's done for women's cricket has been fantastic. Particularly at Manchester, we used to go and watch the women play before us, and the crowd and the atmosphere and the cricket there, I think, it's been massive for the women's game, and sort of bringing that to light, which has been great. But and equally, I've always loved playing in the Vitality Brass as well. Thursday nights at Lords they do, which really good atmosphere. Particularly the game against Surrey is always great to play in, and obviously going to even smaller grounds as well, and so-called smaller counties, I guess, but they still put on a great show and atmosphere at their county grounds, and it's a format I'm sure everyone enjoys playing.
Definitely. And walking out into the middle for the first time at the 100 and having to adapt to that 10-ball rule, how was that as a batter? How did you find it?
Yeah, it is really hard. It all seems a little bit of a blur sometimes. You've got to sort of take your time in between balls and actually keep your thought process on the game at hand. Because I think if you're not careful, it sort of could be over and done with before you even had time to think, really. So I think that's why before the game starts, your preparation becomes really important, and looking at the opposition players and where you might plan on scoring, things like that. Try and do that before the game. So when you're in the middle, it's not as fast, but it's tricky.
Yeah, and you talked about preparation there. What is some preparation that you have personally as a player before you go out to bat in any format?
So I like to do a lot of research for the game. Look at the opposition bowlers, and where they might try and bowl against me, and then you learn a lot by how the other people go about it. At Manchester we had Phil Salt and Josh Butler opening the batting in my first year, so watching them and seeing their game plan, I think you can pick up some really good clues from how they go about it, and try and bring that into your own game. But equally, when you're out there, you've got to think on your feet and adapt to the situation, because sometimes you can do all the playing in the world, but when you're actually there, it feels quite different once you get in the middle. So you've got to be able to think on your feet as well.
Absolutely. And obviously the Manchester Originals had such a brilliant run in 2023 and just falling slightly short against the Oval Invincibles in that final. What were some of those key factors that made the squad so strong that year?
I think it was such a good team spirit. I think a lot of them had been together the previous year when I wasn't there, and they'd forged such a good culture and team spirit that they took through into that year. And I feel like in T20 it's such a momentum game. When you get on a roll, you can be difficult to stop. And I think that year everyone was so clear on their role in the team and how they wanted to go about it, and sort of execute that role to the best of their ability. Obviously having the two openers who who are two of the best in the world. Phil Salt and Josh Butler was a massive help. But I think everyone played their role, and it was an amazing experience to get to the final.
And then, of course, you moved on to the Dubai Capitals, playing in the ILT20 in 2024. Now, apart from a 5-6 week trip to Dubai, what was that like playing out there in the Middle East?
Yeah, it was brilliant. It was my first sort of taste of franchise cricket away from home, and it was obviously different conditions, different wickets, and I think being away, obviously its own challenges. You're sort of a lot of time in a hotel room and time to yourself. It's harder to guess to escape thinking about cricket or anything like that when you go from the training ground back to the hotel and you're sort of no escape in terms of being at home and stuff like that. But it was an amazing experience. Learned a massive amount from being there and playing in those conditions. And the ILT20s, obviously with 9 overseas players in each team, there's such a high standard of cricket, and all the best players from around the world coming together. So it's a fantastic tournament to play in, and learned a lot from the first year there.
And as you say, there are a few, really high standard of international players coming into the squad. What was that like for you? Who did you gel with most?
Yeah, well, I was lucky. Sam Billings was the captain of the Dubai Capitals that year, who I knew a little bit from an England Lions trip I went on before. So he was really good at welcoming me into that environment. David Warner was there as well, who was someone I looked up to growing up. So to get the chance to play with him was amazing experience, and he was really welcoming and always available to chat to, and it was a great experience to play with him.
And now playing for the Desert Vipers this season, the 2025 season of ILT20. Got to the final with those guys. And, a lot of players say that the Desert Vipers is one of their favourite franchises to play in. Why is that?
Yeah, I could definitely got the sense as soon as I got there. It was a little bit different how they do things. It felt very much like a family environment. How they look after partners and family who visit there. I think it just shows the sort of culture they have. They made me feel massively at home straight away. I think all the coaches have got time for all the players. It's not a case of these guys are our main guys we're going to look after. It really feels like a squad, and everyone's equally as important. And it was unbelievable experience. Obviously gutting to lose in the final, but I think the cricket we played there was fantastic, and one of the best sort of months I've had in cricket was playing for them and learning off all the great coaches and players. And I think it just shows that, if you get the environment right within a squad or a team, results take care of themselves. There was never any blow ups if things didn't quite go our way. It was always very level and calm in the environment, and it was an unbelievable experience.
Yeah, and obviously you say you did fall short in the final there, very disappointingly, but it was such a strong squad this year, it felt like, and of course you contributed to that as well. What was it that made the team so strong, do you think?
I feel like everyone who came in, sort of picked up the baton and did their job and did their role in the team. I think that's like I touched on earlier. I think in T20 cricket it can be overcomplicated, but if you're just crystal clear on your role in the team and how you're going to try and go about it, it sort of everything falls into place really. I think with the ball we had so many guys who come on and take wickets, and with the bat it felt like everyone contributed. Had some amazing ball strikers, but also some people who played some sensible innings, and particularly on those wickets where it's not always as high scoring as other parts of the world. That was really effective, really. But it felt like it was a real squad effort, and everyone played their part.
Now, you mentioned a few questions back about the feeling of kind of when you're away in these franchise tournaments, going to the ground and just coming back to the hotel room. What are some of the hobbies and activities you like to do just to kind of take your mind off cricket and just help you unwind?
Yeah, well, I feel like all cricketers got into the moment, but I've tried to get into paddle a fair amount, which it seems like everyone's playing at the moment. But we were lucky in our hotel there. They had sort of paddle courts and a golf course where the guys can go and play on days off, really. So that's a good thing to do. But back home, I try and spend much time with sort of friends away from cricket as possible, old school friends and stuff like that, just to sort of have a break from the sort of the cricket talk or cricket environment. Sometimes it's really good to just be refreshed and be around people who are in sort of the cricket bubble and stuff like that. So that's a real important thing for me. I'd say back home, obviously that's one of the challenges being away. But even just getting out of the hotel, going shopping, just something to take your mind off the game, I think was really important.
And having played in so many teams then, are there any players that you are closest with or you look forward to playing either with or against?
Well, I'm really excited this year. I've got Lockie Ferguson, Adam Hose, who I've gotten really well with the Desert Vipers. So it's always nice to sort of meet up again with people after a few months of being apart. I think Middlesex, I'm lucky. I've got a lot of my close friends I've come through the academy with and age groups. But I think that's one of the advantages of playing in different teams. You meet new people, and because it's quite an intense period together for a month. You actually build some really strong friendships. So it's always nice when they sort of come back to the same team as you. So I'm really excited to play with those two in the summer.
And now, having played cricket for such a long time, then what are some goals that you're still working on, either in cricket or in personal life?
Yeah, I think always growing up, my aspiration was to play for England, and I think that hunger's always still there, and is a big motivator for me to keep working as hard as I can. And any format, if I was fortunate enough to play, would be an amazing thing to do to play for England. Really. So that's what sort of keeps me going, and always want to improve because that's always been my dream, and it's definitely still burns strong. I'm just finishing my online degree, which is another thing I've been doing for a long time. So that'd be a nice moment to pass that as well, in terms of a goal away from cricket. But that England ambition still strong, of course.
You brushed over that degree very casually there. Tell us more about that. What are you working on?
I do a degree in sports business management. It's with online uni, but based at Hearts Uni. So I've been doing that for 4 or 5 years now. So they set up a deal with Middlesex for a few of us to do that. So that'd be a nice thing to go to graduation there and pass that, a nice achievement for away from cricket. But I think like I touched on the other answer, that's been an important thing for me to have something to focus on away from cricket as well. And it'll be a nice moment to have that, and have that as sort of a thing in the background for who knows, when I might need it after cricket. But it's definitely a nice thing to have.
So looking ahead to the 2025 season, then you've just extended your contract with Middlesex until 2027. How are you looking forward to getting back with the squad? You've got some really impactful overseas signings this year.
Yeah, that'd be amazing to play with Kane Williamson, who's coming in. He's not here at the start of the year, but he'll be arriving for the T20s. So I think that's going to be a massive addition for us. Obviously, such an experienced player, and he's done it all around the world. So to play with him, I think will be a massive boost for our squad. I think it's just to improve on last year. I think for us, in all formats, obviously, hopefully get promoted to Division 1. I think it's a big goal for us, but also improve our white ball cricket really. But really excited to get going, and I think the squad's looking pretty strong, and to add Williamson to that is something everyone's really buzzing to have.
And now you've just signed for a new 100 team as well. How are you looking forward to getting started with a new city, new team, and new colours?
Yeah, really excited. Obviously had a great couple of years at Manchester, but Trent Rockets now, and really exciting looking squad. I know Andy Flower, the coach, pretty well from times when I was younger, so to link up with him will be great. Joe Root was obviously a standout for me, someone who I can't wait to play with. A bit like I said about Alistair Cook, he's another one who obviously really inspiring to me, and to get to share a field with him is something I can't wait to do. And I've played at Trent Bridge a couple of times, 100. It's such a great atmosphere. So to play there for the home team now is something I can't wait to do.
There's a lot of franchise tournaments around year in, year out now. Are there any tournaments that you've got your eye on, or that you might be working towards?
Well, I think for any T20 player, obviously it's on now, but the IPL is something that's probably the pinnacle of that franchise T20 world. Obviously really difficult tournament to get into, but a bit like England, that's got to be an ambition for any player to get into. Big Bash as well is something I've always enjoyed watching back home in the mornings in winter over here. Turning on TV and watching that, it looks like an amazing tournament to play in. So I say those two from ones I haven't played in would be great things to be a part of.
Definitely. You mentioned the IPL there. Let's finish on an IPL themed question. Obviously, it's underway now. What are your predictions? Who do you think is going to win the IPL this year, looking at all the squads so far?
Yeah, it's a tough one. Everyone looks so strong from what I've seen. I've always sort of supported RCB when I was growing up because I had AB de Villiers, so he was another hero of mine. So and they look pretty strong this year. Obviously a couple of English guys, Salt and Livingston in their team. And they started with a win, and I feel like they could be well in the hunt this year. So they're strong.
Brilliant. Good predictions. Well, we'll see. Thank you very much for that, Max, and all the very best for you this season.
Thank you. Cheers.